Hi, my name is Cold Beer and let's start with Songs of Conquest. This game is as close to Heroes of Might and Magic 3 as it can get, but it doesn't have town screens. Instead of that, you will build your town like in casual strategy games, on the ground on the world tier. That kinda kills the mood, but everything else is by the book. It is a truly honest clone made in pixel art style, although even if you like the art style, like I do, sometimes you want to zoom in so you could look at the creatures and their features, but then you realize that you just zoomed in on a bunch of colored squares, and you can't even tell where the head or a butt is anymore, so no zooming here. Adore the visuals from afar, and you have to admit, what a beautiful game this is. I seriously want to eat it, or at least put it as an ingredient into my potato salad. Music is also amazing, like a honey to our ears, and the campaign is wonderfully written. You really care about your heroes and the fate of this land. And when you finish everything, you can enjoy Map Editor and create more of this game for yourself, or just download tons of content created by way more talented people than you are. No offense, I do the same. Age of Wonders 4. At first this game may look really complex. It is filled with tens or even hundreds of various tiny statistics, resources, skills, traits, and so on, and that can be really overwhelming. But when I played it, I remember the golden rule of any game. Just play it as you can and learn along the way. And you know, it worked. It's actually not that complex, and explanations here are great. Also, a very cool thing here is that immediately after you launch the game, you are provided with the opportunity to create your own faction. Here you can create cannibal moles or necromancer frogs, orcs of light, or anything you can imagine, and officially name them as well. To be short, you can break stereotypes as you like. The combat, of course, is the most fun and most interesting thing in the game. Age of Wonders 4 has an incredible amount of different units made with this cool faction creation tool, from fire gremlins to holy moles with wings and nimbuses. Yeah, holy moly is actually here. Battle arenas are gorgeous as well. The design is really pretty and eye-catching. Most of them are filled with some shining details that create this magical atmosphere in which many things die. Battle of Wesnoth. That is an old game, but it has a catch. It is completely free on Steam and it has above 90% positive reviews. Here you will play as a young prince as you flee the encroaching forces of the Lich Lords to a new home across the sea. You will travel the continent in a daring quest to reclaim your rightful throne from an evil queen and show everyone who the real boss is. Or you can play as a young mage whose village was pillaged by an orcish invasion, so you will seek vengeance and immortality, because you want to suffer that back pain forever. That's not in a game, just a thought. You can also play this game online, and at least at the moment when I wrote this short review, it had around 200 players in the game. That is not a bad deal for a title that is more than 20 years old. Classics never die. SpellForce, Conquest of Eo. The title itself is a spin-off from the famous RTS RPG SpellForce games, and this time it's a turn-based strategy RPG with 4X elements similar to Heroes of Might and Magic. You know, when you have a rich lore, you can start experimenting. What we will get next? SpellForce racing game? First-person shooter? You know, I would play these. Also yes, in Conquest of Eo you will have your town, or as they call it here, a tower, where you can research various skills and abilities and other goodies. You have a huge map to explore and turn-based battles with various monsters. The hero's formula is here and it's working very nicely. You will have to choose one out of 3 unique classes, or you can create your own custom mage and send armies on countless quests. Or, you know, conquests. Pun intended. All 3 classes plays differently. For example, if you choose Artificer as your leader, you may create powerful artifacts that make your army stronger. But if you play as Necromancer, then you instead of various glyphs can raise an army of undead warriors and conquer the land with swarms of low-cost units. That makes your army weaker, but you can breed it quicker. That really changes the gameplay and your tactics in general. Wartales. It has been 100 years since the world saw the fall of the once great Eadoran Empire at the hands of an unprecedented plague that swept the nation. So prepare to lead a group of characters in a huge open world where combat, death, and thirst for riches will shape and define your day-to-day life. You are not a special chosen one ushering in a new era of peace. Nah, your goal is solely to survive, well, and thrive in this harsh and hostile land. From the most insignificant petty thieves to the land's most notorious notorious figures, there is no such thing as a profit too small to take. You can recruit from the vast array of new companions with numerous unique skill sets and weapon preferences, resulting in a plethora of possible builds. You will accept contracts that will take you on a task to defend, liberate and save the many inhabitants of the land for money. You are not a hero, remember? Also here you will be able to collect bounties, from the most insignificant pathetic thieves to the land's most notorious figures. There is no such thing as a profit too small to take. Very wise words, probably many times spoken by Quark from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Silence of the Siren. At the moment this game is still unreleased, but you can try the demo version for free to grasp the essence. I did that and I can without a doubt say that this game is really well made. Not because of the graphics and overall gameplay, which is kinda cool, but the main thing that gave me joy, equally good as a spoon of potato salad, was that they left the main mechanics of Heroes of Might and Magic untouched. Instead of inventing the bike over and over again like Songs of Conquest did, they just left the best parts of the game how it is. You know, here we have the exploration part, the combat part and the town screens part as well. Also the Silence of the Siren, just like our beloved third Heroes, is hand-drawn, and the art is really beautiful. As you can see, the game is already working, and honestly in my 2 play sessions I haven't seen any bugs or glitches, so the level of check here is really high. Well, I meant the level of polish is really high, I always confuse those two. Urtuk, the Desolation. This is a dark fantasy tactical turn-based RPG. Here you'll guide a band of adventurers through the ruins of an ancient world in order to, you know, bring your own order and punish the rest. You will recruit new followers, loot the corpses of your fallen foes, and do the best to survive in this harsh and unforgiving realm. Here you'll find a procedurally generated survival campaign, will extract upgrades directly from your fallen enemies and enjoy detailed hand-drawn characters. At the moment of writing this overview, the game had 90% of positive reviews on Steam, so in my opinion, incredibly high score. People are talking that Urtuk has a very nice variety of units, entertaining synergies and is light on the story in a good way. Endless Legend. Here you will evolve your civilization through discovery and new advanced technologies. You will keep one step ahead of the other 8 civilizations by trade and diplomacy, or eradicate your puny enemies with the help of unit equipment, abilities and the terrain to overcome the challenges using your humongous IQ. The game has quite high replayability because of randomly generated worlds and quests. You can set the size, shape and topography of your new world and even create new civilizations. Also, all existing ones really differ from one another and have authentic mechanics. By the way, Endless Legend is not computer power hungry, it runs quite smoothly even if you have a potato PC that is below minimum requirements. People on Steam are saying that Endless Legend is a wonderful game with a great atmosphere, lore and mechanics, but it also eats your time in huge amounts, so be sure you have it. King's Bounty: The Legend. Some of you don't even realize that everyone's favorite Heroes of Might and Magic game was based on King's Bounty, released in 1990s. Yeah, like literally, King's Bounty was first. Second part of King's Bounty, named The Legend, was released by a different company in 2008 and it was an instant hit. The game is a proud owner of very positive reviews on Steam and I can confirm that. It is a really nice game to play for a fan of Heroes of Might and Magic. Gameplay as we're used to is divided into 2 sections, Adventure Mode and Battle Mode. Combat takes place on land or sea, in dungeons, castles, or even in some items. Also keep in mind that King's Bounty has a lot of expansions and standalone DLCs released, so it may be a bit hurtful on your wallet. But there is nothing an old good Steam sale can't fix, right? Sadly, the second part of the game, King's Bounty 2, was a massive letdown, and I would rather recommend playing some older game than buying it. Age of Wonders: Planetfall. You'll emerge from the cosmic dark age of a fallen galactic empire to build a new future for your people. Or, you know, ruin everything even more, why not? You will build your kingdom with one of 6 unique factions, ranging from the militant vanguard to the dinosaur-riding Amazons, cyborg zombies and unicorn raccoon kittens of darkness. Well, maybe not the latter, but I assure you that the diversity of units is really nice. Although they should make DLC for the raccoon kittens of darkness, that's no doubt. So you'll progress through each faction's missions using your wits, military strength and diplomacy. You know, become friends with some nasty faction and then backstab them. There is no shame on your way to greatness. You'll explore planetary ruins and encounter other survivors as you unravel the history of a shattered civilization. Game has a nice single-player campaign and random skirmish maps. You can play it alone or dive into multiplayer battles and feel the shame of defeat. Eador, Imperium. EA will be in charge of the intertwined lives of several characters. A young, inexperienced wizard pursuing his revenge against the fanatics who have ruined his life, a barbarian priestess searching for a higher purpose for her people, a mercenary facing the abyss about to consume his home, or a governor appointed to rule over a defined province in times of great crisis. So the game itself, by the way, is great. It is fun and has a really interesting campaign. Not so great thing is that for some people it constantly crashes. Almost all the bad reviews are pointing at crashing, so don't you dare to buy this game for the full price. It's not what you should do. Also, renew your graphics card drivers. I know you pressed that remind me later button 2 months ago. So on sale the price may drop up to 80%, and that's the price you may want to buy this game for. Stone's Keeper. The game lets you use environmental objects as protection against your enemies. You can also break some of them down to move faster, which in turn opens a lot of strategic possibilities. You will recruit new companions with multiple skills and weapon preferences, command your warriors to besiege enemy settlements or defend your own, protect your churches, escort civilian wagons, lay siege to puny enemy castles, aid your allies, and capture new technologies to upgrade your own mighty castle. The campaign will take about 15 hours of your time, but I doubt you will play it that much. Most people who left reviews on Steam have from about 2 to 4 on record, but there are also a few guys with 25 or more. Well, don't forget that this is an indie game. If you are not sure, you can play demo on Steam with 10 playable missions and also free prequel to the main campaign, named Stone's Keeper King Aurelius, so there are a lot of ways to check the game out for free before buying. Third Age of Wonders game. Here you can choose 1 out of 6 classes and try to conquer and enslave the other 5. That won't be easy, except if you play on easy then it will be easy. Here you'll find many unique and well-known skills and monsters, multiplayer mode, many races to choose your allies from, also level editing tools and countless unique scenarios you will make by yourself using random map generator. Although I must say that Age of Wonders is fun to play, but it doesn't feel very balanced. The game emphasizes warfare and exploration, but doesn't give you enough resources to actually do these things without waiting forever. You know that feeling in Heroes games where you just wanted to buy a black dragon but you had no money, so you skipped several turns so you could finally afford it. But then Monday came, the population grew, and you felt short with your money again. Age of Wonders invokes the same feeling over and over again. Still a wonderful game. Disciples Liberation. Like many fans of Heroes of Might and Magic are fixated on the third part of the game, similar story is with the Disciples. Fans love the first and second part and kinda pretends that Disciples 3 and Liberation doesn't even exist. You know, like third Alien movie. I played them all and I can tell that what people are saying is partly true, partly because I don't care what some old dudes with raging nostalgia think. They are always unhappy with everything that is not an exact clone of their beloved game. On the other hand, the third part of Disciples, despite having an amazing gothic art style, is boring and it crashes all the time. Liberation is way more stable, although visually it reminds me more of King's Bounty than Disciples. Well, I'm reaching, I know, but still, you get my point. It also has a bit generic dialogues and story, but quests are really nice, even the side ones and the fillers. Also, all the new mechanics, in my opinion, are great. So, long story short, if you have raging nostalgia, do not even touch the Liberation. This review alone probably enraged you already, and if not, this is quite a nice game with 70 to 80% positive reviews on Steam. So, not great, but okayish. For Triumph. This is a hybrid between Heroes of Might and Magic and traditional XCOM-centric games, meaning that you have a large world map where you can free roam and search for various treasures, and the battle map where all the action is happening, and there you can actually utilize your surroundings. Every tree or boulder is a potential weapon in battle, so here you will lead a band of heroes with different skill sets through a witty and funny fantasy plot. Yeah, the game doesn't take itself seriously, but that sometimes can be repulsive for more serious players. The game looks and feels like a cartoon, but the difficulty is not childish, believe you me. I played it on normal and it felt like a nightmare. Although if you are used to getting free games from Epic, check your library, you may already have it. And now let me introduce additional bonus titles. Chaos Reborn. Game was made by the designer of the original XCOM game, so that alone should grab your attention. Chaos Reborn is a turn-based wizard combat game with single player and many online options. Well, to be fair, for online playtime, you better have a friend. The game was released about 10 years ago and peak player count every day now is around 7. Anyway, people are saying that the game is very easy to learn. It will take you around half an hour to understand everything. Also, turns are very quick, just a few seconds and it's done, just like your love life. By the way, interesting fact, this game is a remaster of a title created in 1985. On Steam it has around 75% positive reviews, but don't let that discourage you, it is quite a nice game. Also on sale you can get it for €2 or something, so wishlisting is a good idea. Tenderfoot Tactics. You either love this art style or you hate it. I don't think there is something in between. It's not legs, you know. So here you will explore the land in real time by just running around, and you will be fighting your enemies in traditional turn-based combat. As a powerful wizard, you will manipulate the elements to turn the battlefield to your advantage. But beware the consequences, as nature is complex and unforgiving. Open chasms, raise mountains, boil lakes, drain rivers, and start fires you later regret. The world here is open and vast. You will unearth ancient ruins, discover strange artifacts and meet new friends, imaginary, like in real life. Also explore the reaches of the archipelago by boat, or take to the skies as a bird to survey the landscape and plan the best route forward. The game has amazing vibes, awesome soundtrack, and each class is so unique that not one other is too similar in any way. This is a true work of art and maybe the game you were looking for. Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. The game will be released in second quarter of 2025, and let's be honest, that is very unexpected. After so many failures in this franchise, nobody actually hoped to see anything impressive in this field, and I'm not saying that this will be better, but let's hope that it is, because they finally took the best and most beloved formula for this title. Olden Era looks very similar to Heroes 3, and that is never a bad thing. That is exactly the thing we want. And graphics are nice, but to be honest, there is a slight mobile game vibe lingering in the air. Something is missing. What do you think? Well, let's hope I'm wrong. Also, there is plenty of time for them to fix it.
To fix what?
I don't know, shut up. And another thing I really hope to see here is complexity. Heroes are famous for zillions of various strategies, synergies and tactics, and also the atmosphere of the magic land far, far away, that with the help of this game we are able to unlock and take a glimpse at. The developers, Unfrozen, are known only for their game Eratus Lord of the Dead, but that is a good game, so I have only slight anxiety about that. Anyway, stay with my channel for updates. And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.